Hi, it's Rich Tehrani. I'm in the TMC newsroom here at the Marriott Marquis Hotel where the Telex CBX 2009 event is taking place. And with me on our program at the moment, we've got LaChance, who is with Lexent Metro Connect. Ray, how are you?
I'm great. Thanks, Rich.
Great. Tell us a little bit about your company, please.
Well, Lexent Metro Connect's a dark fiber provider here in the city of New York that provides underlying infrastructure for others to create networks, Ethernets or other lit services on top of.
So when you say others, carriers?
Well, it's typically, we have an interesting mix. We're about 50% carrier and 50% large enterprises. So the names you would know in the carrier space, as well as large enterprises, a lot of financial services, and a lot of media firms here in the city.
Okay, so I know that your company is, your footprint currently is Manhattan.
Right, we have a citywide footprint, so we're in 3 of the 5 boroughs. We also have links over to New Jersey. We service today Weehawken, New Jersey, Newark, and we're in the process of completing a interesting build we're doing out to North Bergen and Secaucus to create a low latency ring between the data center facilities in those areas and New York, our New York customer base.
So why those areas?
Well, there's a high concentration of data centers. It was an easy decision. We've had a lot of customers request connectivity,
sure.
And we've been doing part of the puzzle. We take them out of their New York buildings. We're in about 100 buildings in Manhattan, enterprise buildings, and we've had an opportunity many times to extend that fiber out to Secaucus, for instance. And the demand has been overwhelming, so recently we've pulled the trigger on a build out to those data center facilities.
Now, dark fiber is not something that you can get from many carriers these days, right? How are you seeing the competitive market?
Well, we think it's an awesome opportunity for us, right? We found a lot of the providers have said no to dark. They're going towards lit service models. It created a void and a niche for us to focus on. So we've done a great job exploiting that gap.
So, and it seems that one of the benefits of having the dark fiber is that the customer has the ability to put any sort of optical traffic they want on it, and the quality of the fiber obviously becomes part of the equation in terms of the type of bandwidth or the amount of bandwidth.
That's right. So the fiber fabric, the underlying fabric that we provide the end users, enable them to create networks that are protocol agnostic, right? They're bandwidth insensitive, and it gives them tremendous security, right? Because we don't go through co-location facilities to connect 2 buildings together. We'll connect those buildings directly to each other with point-to-point fiber or fiber rings, and we avoid the targets. We avoid the environments where their traffic can be sniffed. So it creates a secure, high-speed, low-latency infrastructure that you can't get through a carrier network, like a large ILEC network or some of these other providers that go through switching environments, right? So the dark fiber creates a unique networking environment.
Do your customers request certain types of fiber, or are they just good with any fiber that you...
Well, it's all single-mode fiber, right? And the metro fiber is typically called, it's a single mode SMF28E. It's a fiber that's made for metro transport. For our long haul customers, we also have some hybrid fibers that provide long haul characteristics that they would need. But in general, fiber is fiber throughout the city. There's not much unique about the glass itself. What's unique are the routes that we take and the distances, right? We'll take distance out of point-to-point connections and optimize it for low latency, because that's a lot of our financial services clients really care about latency today.
So it's basically to expand, you need to dig up like in the old days. Is that the best way to get from point A to point B?
Well, throughout the city of New York, there's a common conduit system called ECS, Empire City Subway. We use that typically. But when we have to branch off or we have to diverge because a client's asked us to be totally diverse for commercial reasons or physical reasons, we may dig, and we'll get into civil construction, and we'll do interesting route arounds. We've had financial services customers that have asked us to be fully diverse from one of their other providers, And many times it doesn't exist, so we have to make it, right? So we put our own conduits in the ground to accomplish this.
Does the government's push to channel money to broadband stimulus affect you at all?
We think there's a trickle-down opportunity here. We don't think there's direct opportunities for us to take government money, but our clients, like we're a big provider of services to the City University of New York, for instance, the CUNY system. They're an entity that's requesting government funds for expansion. They'll expand on our underlying fiber footprint.
That's great. Well, thank you so much for being on our program today.
Rich.
We appreciate
nice
your
meeting
time.
You.
Yeah,
Thank
this
you.
is great.
Okay.